Hello everyone, this is Abhishek Mahanti and you are watching Padarth Vigyan. So students, welcome to lecture number 2 of the chapter Electrostatic Potential and Capacitance. In the previous lecture, we had started this chapter and we had discussed about what is the meaning of electric potential, what is the meaning of potential difference, and then we had derived the expression for electric potential due to a point charge. And we had derived that the electric potential due to a point charge is given by V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. So Q is the magnitude of the point charge and R is the distance of the point from that charge. And we know that this electric potential is a scalar quantity. For a positive charge, the electric potential is positive, and for a negative charge, electric potential is negative. So today in this lecture, we will derive expression for the electric potential due to a dipole. We know that a dipole consists of two equal and opposite charges, so we will derive the expression for electric potential at the axial point and then we will derive it at the equatorial point. So first we will begin with the electric potential at the axial point. So look at the diagram here. We have an electric dipole consisting of two charges, minus q at the point B and plus q at the point A. The separation between the two charges is 2a, means the dipole length is 2a. O is the center of the dipole and I have considered a point P on the axis of the dipole which is at a distance r from the center O of the dipole. So since O is the center of the dipole, BO length is small a and OA length is also small a. So we have to find the total electric potential at the point P. So students, at this point P, we will get two electric potentials. The first one is due to the positive charge plus Q and the second one is due to the negative charge minus Q. So after writing the expression for potential due to the two charges, we will add them like normal numbers because potential is a scalar quantity. So there is no need to apply the laws of vector addition. We will simply add the magnitudes of the potential. So first tell me what will be the electric potential at the point P due to this positive charge plus Q. So I can write that V plus Q will be how much? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by the formula is V equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. R means the distance of the point from the charge. So the distance of the point P from this charge plus Q will be R minus A. So you can write R minus A here. So V plus Q is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R minus A. Similarly, the electric potential at the point P due to the negative charge will be how much? V minus Q is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus Q divided by the distance will be R plus A. So students, remember that when you are writing the expression for electric field or when you are finding the force between two point charges, we are not writing the sign of the charge because electric field and the force they are vector quantities. So the sign the sign part of the charge will be taken care by the direction of electric field or by the direction of the electric force. But since electric potential is a scalar quantity, there is no direction. We must mention the sign of the charge, whether it is positive or it is negative. So while writing V minus Q, I have to write minus Q here. Is that clear? So this is the expression for electric potential due to the positive charge and this is the expression for electric potential due to the negative charge. Now the total electric potential, the total electric potential at the point P or V axial means the potential at the axial point will be how much? V axial is equal to, simply add the two potentials, we'll add them like normal numbers because potential is just scalar quantity. So in place of V plus Q, you can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R minus A, plus in place of V minus Q, you can write minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R plus A. Is that clear? So this is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R minus A. So plus minus will be minus, you will get 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R plus A. Now you can take this Q by 4 pi epsilon naught common, and inside the bracket you will get 1 by R minus A minus 1 by R plus A, and then you have to take the LCM. The LCM will be R minus A into R plus A. So in the numerator you will get R plus A minus R minus A. So that is equal to how much? We'll get Q by 4 pi epsilon naught. So if you open the bracket, it will become R plus A minus R plus A divided by R square minus A square. So plus R minus R, they will cancel, and you'll get 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q into A plus A will be 2A divided by R square minus A square. So we got that V axial is equal to how much? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q into 2A by R square minus A square. And we know that Q into 2A is the dipole moment. So you can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P divided by R square minus A square, where P is the dipole moment Q into 2A. So this is the expression for the electric potential due to a dipole at its axial point. Now we will discuss about a special case, and the special case is if we have a short dipole. If we have a short dipole means what? Short dipole means the dipole length is very small as compared to the distance at which we are finding the electric potential. So if we have a short dipole, then what will happen? The value of A square will be much less than R square. So we can assume that R square minus A square is approximately equal to R square. So in that case, V axial will be how much? It will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by R square. V axial will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by R square, because this value R square minus A square is approximately equal to R square. So students, now look at the dependence of this electric potential at the axial point on the distance R. We have derived that the electric potential due to a point charge is how much? It is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R, means the electric potential varies inversely as the distance from the point charge. But the electric potential due to a dipole, it is given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by R square. So you can say that this potential due to a dipole is inversely proportional to R square. Means if we have a point charge and if we have a dipole, then as we move away from the point charge and move away from the dipole, then the potential will fall more rapidly in case of a dipole, because the potential due to a dipole varies inversely as the square of the distance from it. But in case of a point charge, the electric potential varies inversely as the distance only. That's why the potential falls very rapidly in case of a dipole as compared to a point charge. So students, this is the expression for the electric potential due to a short dipole at its axial point. And now we will go to derive the expression for the electric potential due to a dipole at its equatorial point. So now we'll go to derive the expression for the electric potential due to a dipole at the equatorial point. Look at the diagram here. We have an electric dipole consisting of two charges, minus q at the point B and plus q at the point A. Again, 2a is the separation of the between the two charges, or you can say that the dipole length is 2a. So O to B distance is A, and O to A distance is also A. And this is the equatorial line, and on the equatorial line I have chosen a point M, which is at a distance r from the center O of the dipole, and this point M is equidistant from both the charges. The distance is r square plus a square square root. So I will write the expression for the electric potential at the point M due to both the charges. So V plus Q means the potential at the point M due to the positive charge plus Q. So V plus Q will be how much? It will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q divided by r square plus a square square root. Is that clear? Because we know that for a point charge, electric potential is given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught magnitude of the charge divided by the distance. So this is the expression for V plus Q. And the electric potential at the point M due to the negative charge, or V minus Q, will be how much? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. You have to write minus Q here because potential is a scalar quantity. We must mention the sign of the charge. So this is V plus Q, this is V minus Q. Now if we add them, we will get the total electric potential at the equatorial point. So the V equatorial will be how much? It will be V plus Q plus V minus Q, that will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by r square plus a square square root plus this one will be minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square plus a square square root. So these two terms, they will cancel each other. So the total electric potential at the equatorial point of an electric dipole is 0. So if you choose any point on the equatorial line, the electric potential at that point will be 0. But on the axial point, the electric potential is given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by r square. So students, in the chapter 1, we have derived the electric field due to a dipole at the axial point and at the equatorial point. We saw that in case of a dipole, we have some electric field at the axial point as well as at the equatorial point. But when you talk about the electric potential is 0 at the equatorial point of an electric dipole. So students, we have derived the electric potential due to a dipole at both these points, at the axial point and at the equatorial point. Hopefully you have understood the derivation. In the next class, I will derive the electric potential due to a dipole at any arbitrary point. Means the point is neither an axial point nor an equatorial point. The point is any arbitrary point, and from that formula we can derive the potential at the axial point as well as at the equatorial point. So we will derive that expression in the next class. So till then, have a nice day and bye.